Kind of waiting. Let me know if you're here. I'm just going to kind of give everything a minute here. Make sure you can hear me, say hi, all that good stuff. I know there's a couple people, it looks like maybe on, but I'm just going to wait for somebody in the chat to let me know they're here first. Just to make sure I don't have my video planned tonight. Because of the holidays and stuff, things are a little different in the house. So, hi, Mom. Hi, Cherie. Hi, Francie. Sound is good. Hi, Donna R. Awesome. All right. Well, as you can see, hi, Kelly. I have a whole pile of stuff here. I believe Francie asked me to use the the ice cubes tonight. So we are going to play with the Arctic Friends, but we're going to do a couple of things. So, well, I'm thankful for you guys. Hi, Luann. Thank you, Cherie, so much for that. That's nice. It makes me feel good. So we're going to make a Christmas card and a couple of tags because I'm in the middle of kind of all that stuff. Hi, Lori Gordon. So I have a bunch of stuff here and I'm not going to show all of them, but I'm going to start, Francie, with the ice cubes, okay? So I've got all sorts of stuff here. I'm just going to kind of pile it to the side and we will start. So we are going to make hi, Kate. Hi, Tia. Love you too. We are going to make an infinity shaker. If you have never, or I don't know how else, I call it an infinity shaker or a flat shaker. And so I have some of the holiday snowflakes. Hi, Kate. If I didn't say hi to you, I'm sorry. I said hi. Some of the holiday snowflakes pattern paper. I just got this in. So here's some of the patterns on the back. Try to do it without too much of a shine for you. And I just chose one of them because that's my favorite way to use like bulky, chunky like fillers. I love this paper pack too, Francie. I bought two of them. So I already pre-cut this down. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is some packaging. You can see it's kind of dirty right now. Off of one of my stamp sets that I just got in. I got tape everywhere. I've got craft stuff. You should see my desk. I'm getting ready for a craft fair, so it is a mess in here. Let's move those off. So, hi Sue, how are ya? I also already taped this down with some double-sided tape. I just have this I've had this tape forever. I'm trying to use up my stash. So I've got that down. So the key for an infinity shaker is what you do is we're gonna fold around the edge. You can use acetate, but packaging works the best. So I did do all of that ahead of time so that we could get this done. Um, you didn't want to see me cut, people know how to do all that stuff. Plus I thought we could have some fun. Hope everyone's ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm good, Sue. I'm super good. I've been seeing your lots of fun texts back and forth online. So, um, are y'all ready for your Thanksgiving? Oops. Oh, see, there, I almost screwed it up. That's one good thing about plastic. Doot, doot, doot. We got to peel it off just a little bit. I might have to re-stick my tape down. There we go. Okay. So you want your plastic. This is like a 6 by 6 piece of paper or plastic. It doesn't need to be super big. You just need it enough that you can go fold over the edge. Now I might have cut this just a teeny bit short, but it will work. Okay. I'm happy to be crafting tonight too, Anne Marie. I'm not traveling anywhere. I am staying home. Tomorrow we're going to go for a walk with the dog and watch some football and have some pumpkin pie. And I'm going to do some crafting, watch some movies. So I am happy to go nowhere. So when I do an infinity shaker card, which are my favorite shaker cards anymore, is or flat edge, I guess is another name. It's just to do 3 sides. That way you can do your filling and you don't have to mess with it so much, okay? So I did not do any anti-static powder tool in here. I probably could. Let's see, I've got the Tailored Expression ones here. Let's see if I can just put a little powder in there. I don't need a lot. It will be fun, relaxing. I'm excited. So You're supposed to get 15 inches of snow tomorrow, Donna? Oh my. I'm a snow freak, so I'm okay with that, but I want to go for a walk first, so let me get for a walk, and then you can give me the snow. So I'm not going anywhere. So I just kind of cut those edges off on the side here. I don't know if you saw that. Kind of like a mitered corner, but I wanted them to stick down first. And now this is where we're going to throw our shaker in. So the nice thing about an infinity shaker is that you don't really have to put a lot on the front. So, Francie, here are the ice cubes. Well, I don't know. I'll pour a couple in my hand. You're staying home too. Good for you. I watched my first Christmas movie last night on Hallmark. Christmas in Angel Falls or something. I'm pretty sure I read the book at one point, but I'm going to go ahead and pour them in, and you can use whatever you want. Um, I'm just going to pour in a bunch. I'm not going to put anything else in there. Hi, Marilyn from San Diego. My mom's from San Diego, Maryland. My family is from my mom's side of the family is. So, and then these are some disco ball sequins from Gina K. I just want this to kind of look like a big snowy background. So we're going to throw a few of those in. And because this is majority of what we're going to do, we are going to do some covering with it. You can always see. I'm going to fill it kind of full. And then last but not least, I'm going to add some glitter, just any glitter. That'll be fun, Sue. Is everyone going to be together there? Thank you. So I will tell you that I'm not always have great luck with this is why I like Infinity. If you use little tiny beads or glitter, it tends to stay inside because of the edges. So we're just going to throw some glitter in there, and then we're going to have a nice snowy scene. You got me, Marilyn. I know, no, it's been a long time since I've been there. You're most awesome. That'll be great, Sue. Oh, Donna, you're in Wyoming. Okay, that's right. Um, Marilyn, I don't remember, but I know that my family have been there for a very long time. So now what I'm going to do is I took that off, and I'm going to go ahead and fold this other side over. And then we're going to clip these little corners here again. Now, if you've got our tissue tape, that is perfect for this because of the size. Or you can use, I like to use thinner flat foam tape. I don't think I have. Let's see if I have some. Maybe I do. I do actually. I think this came from my friend Susie here. So I'm not even sure. I think this might be from Thermoweb there. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to cut a bunch of tape because it'll help with the shape. Oh, that sounds like fun. I don't even know if I got passed through there. Now, what the key for this is to make sure you overlap where your plastic is. I'm going to go ahead and put it because that helps keep the seal. So like I said, you can use double-sided tape and tape those down. I'm just going to go ahead and use some foam tape. Wyoming, I don't know if I've ever been through Wyoming. I can't remember if I went through there. I had to go to Seattle it's to Salt Lake. So, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on the top because I want to seal the edges of that foam tape. Like I said, now you wouldn't have to use foam tape. You could use double-sided tape and that would keep it just a little bit more flat. But I'm going to give it just a little bit of lift since I have it. So now I've kind of sealed off all those edges. I mean, you can see some here, but we're going to put more on there anyway. And that way you don't have any foam corners sticking out. So, and it's a flat shaker. See? So you don't have to use pattern paper, but I thought it would be fun because it gives it kind of that snowy background. It's your first major snowstorm of the year. Well, I would think so. It's November, so I would think it's the first major snowstorm. I wouldn't hope it would be too earlier than that. I'm from Minnesota originally, so, I didn't always go home when I was in college because it always seemed like there was a major snowstorm and I didn't want to get stuck and not be able to get back in time for finals. So I very rarely went home. Thanks, Francie. I like to mix a bunch of stuff in my flat shakers. I don't necessarily, I like to have them. I will tell you that if you glue some images down, you're going to want them to be as flat as possible because otherwise they can get stuck. All right. So now we've got that. Like I said, it just looks like this big snowy With that glitter in there, it's not going to matter if we had that powder in there. But I don't know if you, so you can see all the fun stuff. And we are going to kind of cover this up. Now you could just put a sentiment on it or one image. I'm going to grab a card base here. I want to put it on a card base first. But I will tell you that you do need to use a very, very good glue. A lot of times I'll use like a glassy accents so that it's, because sometimes otherwise, even with really good like liquid glue, it will, the stuff will pop off the plastic. So we're going to just go for it. I'm not sure, or like a glossy accents or Ranger matte medium that helps stick to that plastic. So I have found these are my favorite way to make shaker cards because I never have to worry about if I missed a little spot. Well, thank you, Donna. I like the snow in it too. Saw the glitter at the last minute when I was looking for the, you know, the sequence. And I thought, let's add that. That'll make it for fun. And then we're just going to kind of center that. I got one shot. And then, so there we go. That's the basis of our shaker card. So I like the fact that you got the icicles in there. If I had some snowflake sequins, those would be fun in there, or little sequin bobs or something too. But um, we've got all that, and it's just so fun to play with. So now I thought for fun, I know we're going to cover some of this up, but I thought we'd use, this is the Magnificent Wreath die. It came out for the Merry Macon event. This is what it looks like. And it does kind of cover up some of the fun, the front of it, but I still think it's good. And so I cut it out. This is alabaster cardstock. I've got some emerald glitter stock. I've got some snowflake glitter stock. We just thought we'd put this down. Have I used the shaker pouches? I think I used them once, but I didn't use it correctly, Sherry. I have some. I will have to find them. I'm not sure where they're at right now, and use them. And I'll do them in a live, or I'll order some in. How does that sound? I used it once, but I didn't do it. I was hurrying too much, so I didn't get it flat enough. I'm looking for my glossy accents here. All right. I don't know if I have any Ranger matte medium. So I got some glossy accents here. We're just going to go ahead and add a little bit here and there. Actually, we'll move this to the side. Lots of movement. It is a lot of movement because you know, there's not a lot of big elements in that card. All right. Looks like I might be a little stuck here. There we go. Give me just a second here to... You don't need a lot of the glossy accents to put down on it. Like I said, I've used Barely Arts glue or other liquid glue, but I think it tends to be... Francie, I do too. I do too. I'm just going to put some dots. It doesn't have to be the whole thing because since it's going to stick to... So I'm just putting a tiny little dots in just a bunch of places. So it's basically going to hold it on. Anything that's touching the plastic for the most part needs a little bit of that because it's just a little bit thicker and stronger glue, I think, if that makes sense. So we're just going to go ahead. And I mean, I could put it anywhere, but I'm going to go ahead and center it right in the middle. Got a couple of fuzzies on my die cut that I didn't get off. That's fine. We're going to cover it up. And then because we're going to glue on top of that, I'm not going to worry too much about using glossy accents and use more of my Barely Arts glue. And I'm just going to go ahead and blow them on. Glue these down. I'm not going to really play with it too much, just because by the time I put it down and look at it, it's going to get all moved around. So we're just going to add some of the, I just cut out a few of the green because I thought it'd be fun. I liked having the white wreath as the base because I thought that would tie in with the snow. Now, there was an online class not too long ago that I was able to take that was like a free kind of inspiration class. And they talked about using a wreath and just using a wreath and putting a flower on it. Just using any kind of circle that you have would work. Anything like that. So I thought, just so you know, you can do that kind of thing. You know, you don't have to do, if you don't have a wreath, like this is a great wreath to have because it's huge. And it's got all these nice little pieces. I can show you the whole die here. Let me grab it. So here's all the pieces. It's got the backer piece, and then here's the front piece, and then you've got the bow that has a shadow and the bow. There's 3 pieces of leaves and then some berries. And I did not cut my berries apart. I left my berries attached to each other so that when I go to cut them, I'm not worried about losing those tiny little dies. I had a wreath put together with the backer. So this is what it looks like with the backer. So this was an autumn wreath that I had made that we used on a live not too long ago. I'm gonna stick that back in here. We'll use that for another card. But these sprigs are just great to use on their own as well. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. And then, so I'm gonna ask, guys, everybody who's got their Christmas tree up, it's okay if you do. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just asking. Because I'm going to tell you, mine is up too. It is a very nice day, Francie. And I saw it the first time. I was super excited about it. And actually, you know what? I need to, I will make one on Sunday and I will take a picture and put it in I have an idea for it as soon as I saw the picture of it. Um, I think it was during one of Gina's lives that we were talking about needing a big wreath die. And um, sorry, I was just blowing a little air in the tip of my glue here because that helps get the air bubbles out when I'm using it. And it just so happened that I texted Christopher and told him we needed a wreath die and what we needed it for. And he sent me a picture of the wreath for this event. And I was like, oh, yes. So I think I'm going to actually, I didn't cut more than 3 of the white snowflake ones down. I'm going to go ahead and just snip it. And even though it's going to look kind of funny right there, we can tuck it under a little so you don't see that. But I don't want to go, I'm not going to cut another one out. And then we can cover it up with some. So I'll just tuck the end of it under. Actually, we'll just put a berry there. So I'm trying to keep the wreath and layer it on top of one another because I don't really want to cover up any of the center too much. I mean, I don't even have a sentiment ready for this one. Now, this is one where you could put the sentiment on the inside. And that might be something we do. Go ahead and I think I'm going to put this one this way. And then I've got one more here because this is the other sprig. Ooh, I don't think I used enough glue on that. Now remember, when you are sticking glue down, when you're sticking something on glitter stock, you want to make sure you use plenty of glue so that it sticks. Maybe I'll throw it on top of it. All right. So what's everyone's favorite thing they're looking forward to eating tomorrow? For those of you who are having Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm going right for it. I'm making pumpkin pie. That's the main thing I'm having tomorrow. I'm really excited. So I do have a couple of green sprigs left, but I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to put them aside, and then we're going to go ahead and get the bow and stuff done. So here, I cut the bow shadow out of holly. And then I've got I didn't even push all the pieces out yet. I was trying to hurry so you didn't have to watch my die cut. Got the front of the die cut out of the Ruby Slipper glitter stock. And look at how nice that cut out. Turkey stuffing. Of course, Mom, stuffing. Are you making Grandma Betty's stuffing? I mean, stuffing's the best part, in my opinion. I could eat stuffing here. I eat stuffing all the time, though. I love it. Or are you just making stovetop? Or are you making Grandma Betty's? That's what I want to know. It's funny, you guys. My mom, Grandma Betty's my mom's mom. And 1 year I attempted to make my Grandma Betty's stuffing. Oh, no, just regular stuffing, Mom. Mashed potatoes with gravy. I smoked a turkey today for tomorrow. Ooh, lots. Oh, you're not cooking. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right. Annie's probably cooking. But my Grandma Betty's stuffing has the giblets in it. And I couldn't stand the smell of the giblets cooking, so I couldn't finish. I had to throw them away, and I just made stuffing. But it's funny because when my mom makes it, I've been there when she's cooked it. It's never bothered me, but it bothered me when I did it. All right, so we've got our bow, and we're gonna go ahead and make sure my card is the right direction. Now, I think I'm gonna put the bow down at the bottom because I feel like if I put the bow up here at the top, it's gonna, oh, maybe we want, no, I'm gonna put it down here at the bottom. I feel like if I put it up at the top, you're making mashed potatoes, gravy, and stuffing. Mmm. Now, I am super looking forward to pumpkin pie. I love it. My pumpkin pie recipe is one off the can, but it has brown sugar in it instead of white sugar in it, and I think it just puts something over the top. I made it one year using the store brand pumpkin because it was the only pumpkin I could find, and that's what it called for. Didn't think about it, and then I realized that it tastes so much better with the brown sugar versus white sugar. So, all right, now I'm gonna put something heavy on that for a minute. And then I did cut a bunch of berries out of the same. Anne Marie, I understand I don't want them and I can only eat them in my grandma's stuffing, but it was this, I don't know, it was something about them, boiling away. And then I don't know. It doesn't bother me, like I said, when my mom cooks, but when I make it, I can't stand it. So I'm just pulling up those pumpkin pie. Yep. I've got lots of whipped cream too. Ooh, green bean casserole. Oh, see, now you guys are making hungry. You're making me hungry now. Just kidding. Green bean casserole. Yep. My dad's got to have ham because, my dad's weird. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to stick a few of these berries here. I'm going to grab a pick. You could actually totally, okay, we're going to need a lot more glue. A lot more glue with that glitter stock. Yeah, it just, the one year I made it and I couldn't figure out why it tasted so good. I mean, it came out looking a little more brown than I'm used to, and I was a little nervous, but it was so good. And you know what's great about pumpkin pie is you can eat it for breakfast the next day, and it can be your vegetable. So I know Dad's listening. It's okay. He knows he doesn't eat turkey. Hi, Daddy. That's no secret. It's never been a secret that Dad doesn't eat turkey. I know their giblets are just cooked turkey parts. It just was something, I don't know why. I only did it the one time, never made it since. And I should have, but I just didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a lot of glue here. Try to see. We need the big one. And then, oops. We're going to have to put this aside to dry for a little bit. And then I think we're going to put this one right here. Try to get some of that on that white spot there. And we'll get this piece here. That was just enough color, I think. Now, I don't have an odd number of berries, but I'm okay with that. And I don't think I'm going to put a sentiment on this. I think I'm going to leave it and put a sentiment on the inside, but I'm going to wait for it to dry. So there we go. It is a vegetable for sure. It's just like I say, if you drink Diet Mountain Dew, it's got orange juice in it. So I always pretend when if people yell at me for drinking Diet Mountain Dew in the morning, I would say I'm drinking my juice. It has orange juice concentrate on it. I don't do that very often anymore, but so there we go. There is our shaker card using those ice cubes. So I hope you enjoyed that part. So now let's go on and use some of the Arctic Friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your daughter's making the turkey, some vegetables, ham, and some other things. Sounds good, Kate. All right, we're gonna put that one off to the side. I'm gonna leave this on there to keep that down. So now, thank you, Francie. I love it too, actually. It turned out better than I hoped. Got my stick and stamp mat here. We might make two. I kind of had an idea. I guess, yeah, we will. Yes, we will. So this is just a tag die. This one's from Gina K. Any tag die will work. I just happened to grab one. This is the alabaster cardstock. I'm going to stick that down on my stick and stamp mat. This is the Petite Pines. I believe this is the stencil of the month. I'm going to go ahead and use that and stick that down. Now I am going to use some pixie tape to hold it to my blending buddy, just because that is my favorite way to do that. The bow is gorgeous. I mean, the bow alone is worth that sentiment, is worth that die set. I agree with you, Lori. I mean, you can use that bow for so many things. It doesn't just have to be there. And then I'm just going to grab a blending brush and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a fun Christmas tag using the, I think this is the Simpson mug. What did I say? The piece Petite Pines. I love this stamp. It reminds me of the northern Minnesota where I'm from and the tall pine trees. So this is Later or Fake Plant from Simon Hurley. I'm going to do that all over. And then I think I'm going to quick grab some Viper and one of my little blending brushes. Viper's a dark, dark, dark. I love this stencil too. You're right. Yep. It's a fun one for, it doesn't have to be just for Christmas. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color on the edges just for a little depth. So these would be quick, I mean, if you need a quick, I've never been much of a tag maker before. But I've had some fun. I have a friend named Tracy who makes a lot of tags. And I watched her make tags the other day, and she just makes the most beautiful tags. She kind of got me into, I want to make some tags. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I want to make some tags. So, and she likes to make tags, and then she gives them as gifts, a bunch of tags, and she gives them to gifts as people so they can use them for whatever. All right, so that was the Fake Plant and Viper. I'm going to pull that off. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay. And then this is a very sticky, sticky, sticky mat. So because it's brand new, I just got it out last week. Bend it back on each other and it pops right off. And I will clean this up later. Oh, well, I should clean it now because not everyone, some people ask how to clean them. And I don't always do it. So what I'm going to do is see if I can find it. I have some matte mist here. I have some matte mist, and this is the pink peony. There is an unscented. Hello, Christy. Happy Thanksgiving. You're cooking candied sweet potatoes right now. That's okay. Cooking is like crafting. It's just crafting with food. And then I have a non or lint-free brush, and I'm just going to very gently wipe it. And that's it. I don't care if it's, it can have color on it, but that's it. That smells really good. It smells kind of like spring. And then I take the center of my blending buddy and I put it back on there, and that keeps it from getting dirty and it keeps it sticky. So I will clean this later with just some squeaky clean. So I've got this. What I thought we would do is I've got a couple extra, I might do a little die cutting out here. But we're just going to go ahead and add these to this. These are some of those, I can't talk tonight. Some of those sprigs, leftover sprigs that I had. We're just going to add those here. And you could, what I would recommend, and this is what I'm going to do, is I don't have a to or from stamp set out, but I'm going to stamp a to and from later on, and I'm going to put another tag on the back side of it so that it's nice and clean. And that's where I'll put my to and from. Or you could you could stamp a message on the back of this and then put somebody's name on it. But I thought this would be fun, and I actually have a leftover candy cane. I love squeaky clean too. I have a leftover candy cane from last week. I thought we could put that in here. This is from the tier tray set. And we're just gonna, okay, we gotta stick this on. Oh, now it really smells like flowers in here. Well, thank you, Christy. I just kind of started making wreaths this year. I've had a few classes where they've talked about wreath making, and I've kind of watched. Actually, I haven't done the classes. I just watched and then kind of went my own way with them. But I think the key to a wreath is you need a circle. You need a circle to start with, whether you draw a circle or a circle that you can cut like a frame, or even a circle die cut that you can put your sentiment on, and then you start building around it. You know, and if you're the first time you do it, go ahead and just lay it out first and then um, put that down. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this candy cane right here. And I think actually going to be, to be honest with you, I'm going to call that a good card. And we're just going to stick this on the back. I am going to use some tape runner for that. It's just a quick, fast card stencil, and then we're going to move on to our next one. Because I had a couple other ones in mind. Okay, my tape gun has been driving me nuts, you guys. For some reason, it's not always, I don't know if something happened to it, it's not always advancing. Like my tape part isn't. It does sometimes, and then other times it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, just a little liquid glue here where I missed a spot. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's easy when the products make it super simple. All right, so we've got our tag. I can add a little quick ribbon to that, and we have a Christmas tag to go with. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side here too, and move on to the next one that I had in mind. So I took let's see if I have, where's the original? I don't know if you've seen the Northern Lights paper. Have you seen the Northern Lights panels? Aren't these beautiful? Look at these. I made a shaker card with them for the store because with the icicles. Because I'm like, look at that scene. Isn't that just beautiful? Because I thought that was a good way to showcase these. Look at this one. This one almost looks like it's Santa's village. Doesn't that look like Santa's village? It looks like it's got all the little lights. And I cut the same die, the same tag die out of it. So I have two. And then I cut, you're going to see, this is just obviously a really old piece of pattern paper, or lightweight cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue the back together because this is just going to give it a little bit more, my glue is being stupid tonight. There we go. A little bit more stability because it is a fairly thick cardstock, but I want it to have a little bit more. And that is, and I don't want to do a ton of cover up with this. I just thought it'd be fun to stamp a sentiment and put a bear on it. So I have two of them here. You can get two out of one piece of paper. If you notice here, you can kind of see where it was cut. Didn't quite get that lined up. I'm just going to trim it a little bit. There we go. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of splatter to this. Let's grab my splatter box here. We're going to just use a little bit of mist. We've got the Pearl Shimmer Mist. So I'm going to go ahead and shake that off camera. Here, just a little bit so you're not getting too dizzy. Basically, you don't want to have a lot of this stuff on the bottom. You want to kind of have that mixed up, because that can help clog your nozzle. Thank you. You know, like I said, tags have been, I made some tags for Christmas last year because we had some gift cards to give to some of the kids. And I made them with like a zipper pouch that they could zip it open. And that was really fun. And that's kind of where I fell in love with making tags. Okay, so I got to have that. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of spray it up from a distance. Oop. I'm trying not to get it all just straight flat there. All right. And we're just going to let that kind of dry a little bit. I sprayed that up from pretty far away because I was trying not to get big globs, but added just enough sparkle. Let's see. Now, I'm going to try not to have to heat set this. I don't think I will. Went ahead and pre-stamped out the bear from our cute Arctic pals stamp set, and then I did it on Lagoon cardstock with alabaster ink and alabaster embossing powder, and I fussy cut them out. Now I did see on the website there is not too many left of these. If you just want the stamp and die, but I will or just the stamp, but I will tell you that if you want the stamp and die, it makes sense to get the inspiration box because you get so much more for the price. So I actually have two cut out here because I have a second tag over here. And we're just going to add this little guy. I could pop him up with some foam tape. Actually, maybe we will do that. Let's pop him up with some foam tape. I think he'd be cute that way. This is just going to be a super simple tag. But these papers are so beautiful. I was just say, don't want to let you guys forget about if you're going to get to craft it all this weekend. Don't forget about the challenge on the Brutus Monroe fan club page. It's about gratitude or thanks. It doesn't have to be a card. If you are a crafter, like if you're a scrapbooker or a mixed media artist, something you're grateful for, something you're thankful for. Thank you, excuse me. Or a thank you card, just a thank you card. You need to use at least one Brutus Monroe product. You have till, I think it's at the 29th. And then I will draw on the 31st, on the 30th. I just put your names in a spinner. I let the computer do a spinning. And let's see. I don't think I want to cover up this little thing, so I'm going to put it off here to the right. This cute little bear. Look at how cute that is. He fits on here just perfectly. You could stamp and heat emboss him on there too if you really wanted to, if you didn't want to do any extra, but I would have used some C cardstock, but I think I'm out of it, and there's just a little bit. What foam tape is this? I believe, Francie, this is from Thermoweb. I'm not 1,000% sure. I don't know if Susie's still on. From Thermoweb, or where Deco the foil comes from. I have a bunch of foam tape, and I think it might be that. I'm not 1,000%. I don't buy a lot of foam tape, and I've had it a long time. Sorry, you guys, I'm talking and getting that. So now for a sentiment. This is where I thought it was fun. I grabbed the traditional trimmings box. I don't know if you've got yours yet. And I grabbed the Flourishing Holiday because I really wanted to use something that said warm. And this says warm wishes right here. And I thought this is perfect. I don't want to use the rest of it. I just want to use this. And of course, we've got a die. I haven't even cut them out yet. I haven't had a chance to. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this down. Let's see if I have a small piece of C. Or Lagoon cardstock. I thought about stamping it directly on here, but I don't know with the pattern underneath you would see it. So there's a Merry Christmas, a Season's Greetings, a Merry and Bright, but I like the warm wishes. So I have not even used this yet. I'm so excited to use it. Would you guys like me to use this next week during my live? Some of the trimming set, get you ready for Christmas. Grab my Misty here. I know Christopher's used the foil plate. I haven't even had a chance to do that. I'm hoping to do that on Sunday. All right. Now I'm going to need a magnet. Now I will tell you, you need to be fairly careful when you're using a stamp like this if you're going to heat emboss and stamp it. Okay, Luann, I will do that. That sounds like a plan. It's because I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be really, really hard to see. Let's see if I can. But if you push too hard, yeah, it's too hard to see. If you push too hard on it, you can mar the wording on this. So this is one you're going to want to do. It's very good to have a platform if you can to stamp it over and over. And because I haven't used it yet, I am going to use my finger to kind of rough up the surface a little bit. Because sometimes there's some residue, especially on a stamp that has so much surface. And I'm going to go ahead and use the alabaster again. And If I don't get this right the first time, because I pushed too hard, I will do it again. There you can kind of see how delicate those words are. There. So we will make some Christmas cards there. You're a word squasher from way back. Yes, I am too. I am too. And you know, even if you have like a little press thing of some sort, this is a friend of mine made this. Um, you can do it. So I just kind of like your fingertips. But the nice part, Francie, is if you have a stamping platform, you can stamp it more than once. That is what I find helps to be a helpful thing. And of course, like I said, I've heat embossed on mine, so my Misty is a little bit not flat. And then just kind of instead of push, I just kind of I don't know if you can even it's really I just kind of tap, and that tends to help. It's really helpful, and then it does help to have like a good ink. I man, Francie, I would be lost without. You know what? I, the Misty, changed my life. And I can say that because I had just kind of gotten back into crafting. And the Stamp Junkies was started because of the Misty. And that is where at a convention that I met Christopher for the first time. So, and got introduced to Brutus Monroe. I had kind of heard of it. I mean, I think I'd heard of it, but I didn't really know a lot. Actually, there's quite a few companies I never heard of before that. I kind of had stuck with, the few home party ones and a couple other ones, and it's just been great. So, you guys give me just a second. I got a little heater going in here, and I don't like to heat emboss with my heater going. Yeah, the Misty is a game changer, and I will tell you that there's say a Black Friday sale on us, my Sweet Petunia site for Misty. So if you need another one, this is a good time to get one. It's no code; it's automatic. We'll get 20% off. All right, so I'm just heating up my gun on my arm just a little bit, and then I will bring it to the paper. And then now this is a very light paper. You know what, Francie? I've been doing card making for since 1997, basically. Started. I mean, I was kind of a scrapbooker a little bit before, but about that time, because that's the year my daughter was born, and I was home with my mom, and she took me to a crafting party thing, and it kind of was the rest was history with cards and stuff like that. So, all right, let's see it. Make sure I have that set. I'm actually thinking about changing my mind, you guys. We're going to cut this out, and then we're going to do another one, and you guys help me decide which one we're going to use. Let me grab the dies here. So now I see there's 4 stamp sets. There's 4 circles, so that means it doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to go ahead and cut mine out here. Let's see what time we've got. I'm thinking about stamping this out in the Polar Ice on white. The new Polar embossing powder. Seeing what we think about that. I'm going to go ahead and snip that one there. So I've been trying not to snip my dies apart until I've used them. Because I find that that's easier. If I'm not gonna use them, I've been trying to kind of keep them together, unless I'm gonna use quite a few of them. But I've been trying to like keep them more together like that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I just love how the Brutus Monroe dies line up. And have not I just used the glue press too. I'm waiting for Brutus Monroe to get some back in stock because I did use it and I really did enjoy using it. It squirted out just the tiniest bit that you needed. So, okay, so here is this with the blue and it has the warm wishes. But I think I want to do polar on white on the alabaster. Okay, so let me grab the polar ice embossing powder. Okay, I think that I'm liking the powder here. And I'm just going to grab, this is just a scrap piece of cardstock. I think this is from last week when I counted those, when I made those. And I'm going to go ahead and use embossing ink. And I'm going to use a little bit of anti-panic powder too. All right. Here's another one. I'm just going to kind of put my finger down, try not to push too hard. Hopefully, I did not push hard because embossing ink is hard to see. So, let's see. I don't know. Is there any other housekeeping? I know that the doorbusters, I believe Christopher said they go away tonight. So if there's something you wanted, because, the start over so that you get those ordered. I think there was still some trays in the sewing kit, and the crocodile, but I know the paint, the one type of paint was sold out, not the paint that Christopher used last night, the acrylic paint. There was only a few of those left earlier today. But if you want a doorbuster, make sure you get in there and get those. Okay, so this is the Polar. If you haven't seen the Polar embossing powder yet, look at how beautiful it is. I'm gonna go ahead and heat set that. I'm thinking I'm liking this Polar instead. It's yes. Oh, so did you order the new die cut machine then, Francie? Or just some of the new release? I try to stay away from the new releases anymore. Not to not buy it, but like the day of, and let people that really want them right away, so that way I can think about it and make sure I'm getting the stuff I really want to use, instead of impulse buying. Just some goodies. Okay. Oh, you know what, Francie? I got the Platinum 6 for Christmas 2 Christmases ago, and I really do enjoy it. Not that I don't like the new die cut machine that she has. I'm gonna try it, but right now I have mine's just kind of new too, so I was okay with it. I was glad and happy for that it kind of sold out. I don't know if Brutus Monroe still had some in stock this afternoon. I know they had a few. What do you guys think? I'm thinking this blue one. What do you think? Should we tuck that in, or should we tuck it in his hand? No, I don't like it there. What do you think? The blue one? Or do we want the white one? It says warm wishes. I'm thinking I like the blue one. The dark blue one. And we'll put it up here and it'll be kind of like a sun. What do you think? There's the blue. Oops. Blue? Okay, blue for sure. But I am not going to pop it up. I'm going to put that down. Thank you. I like the blue too. I think it stands out a little bit more. All right. I'll have to dig through my stash and find some ribbons. There we go. So I think that's all I really had planned for tonight. I have a bunch of them cut out because I wasn't, in case I made a mistake, I had a couple extras. I guess one other thing I could kind of show you that I had planned, that if you wanted to make a bunch of these, I made a template out of a colored piece of cardstock for my tag. I take the stamp off here. It's a really, oh yeah. Yep, it's a great machine. And so that way you can see this. I think the other thing you could do is you could tape this down. And then you can line up different images in here, like the bear, which I think is what I'm gonna do if I can find it. And we're gonna just stamp him out. And then you could just go through and stamp a bunch of them. So I'm gonna stamp him a little bit off the edge here. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stamp it right here. And then I just want to make sure my tag isn't quite straight. I didn't cut it out of that. The reason I used colored cardstock is because then I can tell a little bit easier. Um, and then I think we'll go ahead and grab the no diving ink. So you can quickly make up a bunch of tags. And like this little bear fits on here just perfectly. And look at how cute he is. You know, you can add, I have a few little snowflakes that I can add. Actually, that's what I had for here, but you could add a few snowflakes and then you can pop him out. I'm going to pop another one in. So I was going to say any tag would work. The ones from the all occasion tags, look at, I just got that all over myself, would be perfect for this. Do you have a little fussy cutting and the look? Could you? I certainly could. You want me to try it? Let's try it out. I got one extra one cut in. Now, that is what the bear for sure from the tags can do. I don't know if you saw that, if you hadn't seen that, but here is the bear that just so you know, the bear and the penguin can both hold something. So, you know, you could easily add a bear to this. You know, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily use that paper because you can't see it, but maybe a different pattern paper like the snowflake paper. And then, of course, there's the a gift for you tag in there. But let's give it a whirl. Now, I am not the best at fussy cutting. Hold on, I gotta wipe my hands off here quick, okay? I got some paint. I grabbed my ink pad and I got paint all over me. So what I think I would do, okay, is I would grab a little cutting mat in my little bear here that I have. And let's see if I can find what my cutter that I like. Okay, so I got this cutter a long time ago. It's from Fiskars, and it's for your finger. Um, it's it takes practice, I think, to be honest with you, Francie. When I do a lot of fussy cutting, I tend to feel like I'm a little better at it. But I've also been more aware of not comparing myself to others because I know if you look really close at anybody who fussy cuts online, no matter if they're super have lots of followers or not, they have some areas that they don't cut too. So I know that it's handmade. But I've got this little knife. So here's an X-Acto blade. This is from Fiskars. Oop. And you put your finger on it like this so you can push down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to very carefully, and I know Christina Warner, she'll do multiple cuts instead of one cut. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of a cut first with this scissor, with this little Fiskars. And I'm cutting quite a bit of his palms because then I can go in and I'm actually going to use these little pointy scissors that I have. And I'm going to go, okay, so I got my little scissors stuck in there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring this up a little closer. Maybe it'll focus better for you. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of, now this is the, you know, I'm not going to have to worry about too much of what it looks like underneath because if we're going to put something in his hands, you're not going to see it so much. Okay, but I'm trying to stay on the outside of the white if I can help it. Same thing on this side. And I'm going from the bottom to start. I guess, and technically, you could kind of cut that away a little bit. And then I'm just kind of trying to follow that around a little bit. So, yeah, so his belly kind of got cut out there. But I have a little heart right here that, okay, see now you can see, this is where I was talking about, you don't want it, you want the back side to be kind of ugly. So go ahead and do that. And then you could stick this little heart. This little heart is from one of the tier tray sets, I believe, or the occasional tag set, but any heart would work. You kind of have to wiggle it around. I don't know if I cut the other side out. Yeah, I got to cut this a little bit more. But like I said, you want to cut so that the pretty part is the top part. There you go. And then we'll stick it in like this. And I got a little heart. He's kind of hard to see there, so you could also do it just under one little hand, like that. Look at how cute that is. Yep, I agree with you, Christy. Once you put it together, you don't notice it. And I would say the one other thing you could do is take like the sand eraser. This is just a paper eraser. Um, a metal file or a fingernail file works in the dollar store, and sand off a little bit of the edges. And then you just stick it in like this. And look at that, how cute that is. It's perfect. See, look, we can make a little tag like this. It is. And so not only the heart, here's the wreath, you know, so you could, if you did, you only cut out one of the hands because you can obviously see that I cut the other hand out. Let's see what else do I got here. I got all sorts of things here. There's a balloon. The balloon's kind of big, but that's kind of funny. He's got this big balloon. Hi, Lisa. How are you? I finally got to meet Lisa this weekend, you guys. We've talked online. Here's the Christmas tree from the Tear Trag set. So you have all sorts of things you guys could do. I'm not going to put this one together, but here's the candy cane. You know, of course, I cut his hand out, so his other hand out. So I am going to go ahead and stick, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick this little heart in there, and I'll find something with him later. I'm not going to stick him on the tag I made there, though. And like I said, I would think about what you're cutting out and maybe cut out one hand first. One hand first. And then something else you could do in the back is take, this is old pixie tape. You could use Scotch tape, and I'm just going to tape it down so that it does kind of stick. And so that when I go to put it on something, and there's even in that, there's a stamp set in there. I'll finish this up this weekend, take a picture. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight, but there's the bear hugs. Look, the bear hugs. Isn't that cute? See, look, let's do it. Here, let's finish this up. We're going to stamp him. We stamped this guy. We're going to stick him on. Let's stick him down. We'll make a hit. We'll make a little tag with it. Quick. We'll just stick him down right here. All right, we're going to push that down, and then we're going to steal this bear hug stamp and our Misty, and we'll quick stamp that down. Where did I put it? You guys, I've got stuff everywhere now. We'll stamp our bear hugs. I think it's adorable. What a great idea, Francie. I guess I didn't get that far yet. I haven't had time to just do a lot of thinking lately. I've been super busy with things and work, and I was gone, and I went last weekend down to Cedar Rapids, and I met Lisa for the first time, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Bee Sting ink because that's going to be as close to it, the holly. And I took a class at my local scrapbook store and had a blast. Now, this ink pad is very dry, so please forgive me that it doesn't look. I'm going to stamp it several times. I may have to even ink it and redo it. I think I'm just going to see if I can find another red. I'm going to grab this red. This is a Gina K red because my Simon Hurley inks are used so frequently that I don't have time to re-ink them all the time. So I can get that done. So there you go. Look at how cute that is. You got a little cute Valentine. Absolutely adorable. Great idea, Francie. Thanks for the idea. Let's stick that down there. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys tonight before I get any more of a crazy mess here. I will come up with something with the trimming set next week. So I hope you guys have a fabulous Thanksgiving. I hope you get some time to do in the craft room, enjoy your family. We created our shaker card tonight and a couple of tags. So this one I'll finish up, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for, if I started as a little crazy running all over doing stuff, but I love it when you guys throw ideas out and ask me different things too, because I love trying things and experimenting. And sometimes it's nice when you guys can ask those questions and we just go for it, because otherwise, you know, you don't know. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a great evening, and I'm going to sign off. All right. Good night.